สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining today's event. I'm Binarat Lauha Phakakul, and on behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand Public Company Limited, I'd like to welcome all of you to the 4th Annual Delta Future Industry Summit 2022 สวัสดีค่ะท่านผู้มีเกียรติและสื่อมวลชนทุกท่านนะคะวันนี้ขอบพระคุณทุกท่านเป็นอย่างสูงอย่างแรกเลยนะคะที่สละเวลาให้เกียรติมาร่วมงานค่ะดิฉันวินารัตน์เลาหะภคกุลในนามของตัวแทนบริษัท Delta Electronics ประเทศไทยจำกัดมหาชนขอต้อนรับทุกท่านค่ะเข้าสู่งานสัมมนา Delta Future Industry Summit 2022 และขอสวัสดีนะคะท่านที่กำลังชมเราอยู่ผ่านทางออนไลน์ด้วยค่ะโดยงานสัมมนาอุตสาหกรรมแห่งอนาคตของ Delta ในครั้งนี้จัดขึ้นเป็นครั้งที่ 4 แล้วนะคะ As a global provider of power and thermal management solutions, Delta is pioneering smart green energy solutions for industry and cities in Thailand and Southeast Asia. Delta เป็นหนึ่งในผู้ผลิตชั้นนำของโลกด้านโซลูชันการจัดการพลังงานและความร้อนและเป็นผู้บุกเบิกพลังงานสีเขียวสำหรับอุตสาหกรรมและชีวิตเมืองทั่วโลกค่ะ Now this year our summit theme is Smart Green Energy for a Resilient and Sustainable Thailand. And today, our friends and partners from the government, industry, and academia will join us to discuss the latest developments and exciting technologies transforming the energy landscape in Thailand and our region. So please feel free to share this event on your social media with the hashtag Delta Summit 2022งานสัมมนาในปีนี้ค่ะจัดขึ้นภายใต้หัวข้อพลังงานสะอาดอัจฉริยะเพื่อพร้อมรับสำหรับการเปลี่ยนแปลงที่ยืดหยุ่นและยั่งยืนของประเทศไทยโดยมุ่งเน้นความสำคัญถึงการเติบโตอย่างยั่งยืนและความร่วมมือที่เป็นประโยชน์ร่วมกับผู้ที่มีส่วนเกี่ยวข้องของทุกฝ่ายในประเทศไทยจึงเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นของการจัดงานสัมมนานี้ซึ่งได้มีการเชิญผู้นำทั้งจากภาครัฐเอกชนและสถาบันการศึกษามาร่วมหารือเพื่อนำเทคโนโลยีล่าสุดมาช่วยพร้อมผลักดันการเปลี่ยนแปลงสู่พลังงานสีเขียวทั้งในประเทศไทยและทั่วโลกท่านสามารถโพสต์รูปและวิดีโอนะคะของงานในครั้งนี้โดยติด hashtag Delta Summit 2022 ได้ค่ะ Now, some of the solutions our expert speakers will cover today include EVs, EV charging infrastructure, and renewable energy for the coming smart grid and data center solutions and ICT infrastructure, supporting digitalization and new technologies like blockchain and IoT. วันนี้นะคะเราได้รับเกียรติจากวิทยากรผู้เชี่ยวชาญทางด้านรถยนต์ไฟฟ้าสถานีอัดประจุไฟฟ้าพลังงานทดแทนสำหรับระบบกริดอัจฉริยะและโซลูชันศูนย์ข้อมูลและโครงสร้างทางด้านสื่อสารโทรคมนาคมและสารสนเทศเพื่อรองรับเทคโนโลยีใหม่อาทิเช่นบล็อกเชนและ IoT ค่ะ So please enjoy today's discussions and networking opportunities with Delta's friends from the Ministry of Energy, Telecom, Digital Infrastructure, Digital Asset Trading, EV, and renewable energy sectors. So, to start our event today, I would like to first of all invite His Excellency Mr. Suphathanapong Panmichao, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, to share with us the government's insights on why is smart and green energy important for Thailand และเพื่อเป็นการเริ่มงานสัมมนาในวันนี้อย่างเป็นทางการนะคะดิฉันขอเรียนเชิญท่านสุพัฒนพงษ์พันมีชาวรองนายกรัฐมนตรีและรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงพลังงานให้เกียรติขึ้นกล่าวเปิดงานและแบ่งปันข้อมูลเชิงลึกทำไมพลังงานอัจฉริยะและพลังงานสีเขียวถึงมีความสำคัญต่อประเทศไทยขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับคุณสุพัฒนพงษ์ด้วยค่ะ
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีคุณแจ็คกี้ชานแขกผู้มีเกียรติ
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm greeting for Kun Jackie Chan and for our participants online and offline.
Delta Electronics Thailand, distinguished speakers, guests, ladies and gentlemen who are here, as well as who are watching it online. It is my pleasure to give an opening address at the Delta Future Industry Summit 2022 with the theme Smart Green Energy for the Resilient and Sustainable Thailand. I could not agree more that the smart and green are the two very critical elements for the future energy of Thailand, and we recognize Delta Electronics as one of the leading company that contribute smart and green solution to the country. Let me begin with why Thailand need to green and decarbonize. Why the COVID-19 is a major challenge in the past several years and even today. We must not forget the another agenda of the world, which is climate change, which remain an important, a big agenda for everyone in this planet. That all countries must work together toward a sustainable future. The world will continue to face more risks like fire, drought, flooding, and smoke if we don't reduce carbon emission to ensure that the global average temperature does not increase more than 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius. During the COP26 meeting held in Glasgow, Scotland last year, Thailand Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha pledged to achieve Thailand carbon neutrality by 2050 and net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2065 with technological as well as financial support from international community. This highlights Thailand's commitment toward a new green economy where the low carbon emission and sustainability translate into the national competitiveness. And we, Thailand, is one of the first among the ASEAN countries who declare this kind of aspiration of the target years of the carbon neutrality. Today, we have to admit that Thailand, we emit greenhouse gas more than 350 million tons a year of carbon dioxide equivalent. It implies the hidden liability for the future if every country have to follow the new guideline. So it implies almost 1 trillion baht a year hidden liability that could be adversely affect Thailand at any time in the future. The energy sector, in particular, being the highest contributor, around 70% in total of 350 million tons a year. If we consider only carbon dioxide in the Thailand carbon neutrality target 2050, we have to, or we already emit greenhouse gas 250 million tons in 2020 already. As the energy sector is responsible for the most carbon dioxide emission, the Ministry of Energy is developing the National Energy Plan 2022 that will lower the carbon emission in line with our carbon neutrality 2050 target, while maintaining the affordability and security of the energy supply. In the power sector, the proportion of the renewable power will increase to 50% by 2043, utilizing the highest potential renewable resources potential in Thailand, including solar, wind, biomass, and biogas, together with the importing hydropower from the neighboring countries. For transportation sector, we have the program so-called the EV 30 at 30 policy in place, targeting 30% production of the passenger car and motorcycle to be zero emission vehicle by 2030. EV-related ecosystem considers a 12,000 fast charging station rollout nationwide and having 40 gigawatt-hour battery production in Thailand. This year we have already launched the EV3 program, which is having the demand subsidy package to encourage adopting EV vehicle in Thailand. So far we see a positive result. More than 13,000 EV passenger car already sold in the past 9 months this year. We may see this number just, wow, it's several thousand or 10,000 car. But this number, as compared to the other country of the adoption of the EV, this number is very, very amazing. People look at us, they are surprised to see how Thai people adopt or accept or welcome the EV used passenger car in Thailand. We are one of the highest adoption rate in the world other than China. The industry and building sector, we aim to improve the energy efficiency of this sector by 40% in 2050 by utilizing new energy efficiency and energy management technology, which definitely Delta Electronics is one of the best in this area. Okay, mechanisms such as energy code, energy service company, financial support, and being deployed by accelerating energy efficiency improvement. And forestation plantation initiative by the Ministry of national resources and environment will help absorbing 120 million tons of carbon dioxide. The rest will be addressed by carbon capture and storage, which Thailand has potential to capture carbon dioxide in the permanent geological storage, especially in the Gulf of Thailand region. With a combination of this initiative, we believe that it is possible to achieve carbon neutrality target by 2050. So basically, the one who are not a chemical engineer, you may curious to know why the carbon capture is very interesting. There are two things. One thing is that simple one, for any emission of the carbon dioxide, so we have, instead of we release it into the air or into the atmosphere, we can put this thing into the ground, underground, okay? That is, a very simple technology. But in the future, hydrogen, people talking about hydrogen. Hydrogen can produce from various methodology. And one way is that, to use the water and split the water into hydrogen and the oxygen. That is very simple. This is the very, we do a science lab when we are in the primary school, okay? But another one, we call it a blue hydrogen. This is something that could be a game changer, because we have a lot of fossil material can be used as energy, but fossil is we call it hydrocarbon. Okay, it's combined with the carbon and the hydrogen. How are we gonna get hydrogen? Hydrogen is one of the highest heating value of the fuel, but it's very difficult to handle. So we have to split it. Okay, once we split hydrogen out from the hydrocarbon, then there will be carbon dioxide. So where we're gonna keep the carbon dioxide? Then we need somewhere in Thailand to put it in, which is underground. Okay, so we see this kind of potential in Thailand, so that there will be a room for us to get rid of the existing or a conventional carbon dioxide emission, and we can cope with the future type of the energy, so-called hydrogen, easily, if we have the room for the big reserve of the carbon capture underground. This is something that understudy, but the potential is there. The preliminary study is very promising. So it depends on how much we have. That is something that it will become known or become certain in the near future. And with the ambitious decarbonization goal, we expect significant higher penetration of the renewable energy and EV in the energy system foreseeable future. It is very essential for our energy system smarter, and not just only cleaner, it has to be smarter as well. And the Ministry of Energy recognize the importance of the smart energy system and has developed the smart grid. EGAT, we have a representative from EGAT. They are working very hard to bring in the smart technology to make sure that our grid, our national grid capability will taking care of the fluctuation or the balancing of the energy supply from various sources, particularly on the renewable energy. That will be cover demand response energy management system, renewable energy forecasting, microgrid and prosumer, energy storage system, i.e. battery, and EV integration. In my view, Thailand has the potential to become the decarbonization leader of ASEAN. Going green and smart will create many new investment opportunities in Thailand, including those in the new S-curve, EV, battery, renewable energy, smart electronic, digital industry. Ministry of Energy welcome partner like Delta with the commit for a greener and smarter in Thailand by working with the public and private sectors in development of the solution technology and setting standard of the best suit the need of the local user. As everyone you can see in outside of this meeting room, there are example of the best practice or the prototype of this kind of the opportunity to combine technology and the farming together with the smart and green technology. I would like to take this opportunity to thanks again Delta for coming to investing in Thailand since 1988. If I correct, 88, right, Jackie? Okay. Establishing headquarters in Thailand and help providing smart and green solution by bringing technology and build a new talent that promote growth and contribute to our energy transition effort. Today, we are already see Delta contributing to Thailand as part of the new S-curve and sustainable goals by building many key EV part charging infrastructure in the future in Thailand to supply top car brand as well as pioneer green solution for building and factory to promoting rooftop solar, battery and efficient energy efficiency technology. I believe today Delta Future Energy Summit 2022 will provide even more opportunity for Thailand key industrialists and decision maker from public and private sector to meet, share and discuss the latest development in business and technology. The focus will be on green and smart energy. That is the theme of the event today, which are essential to build a more resilient and sustainable future for Thailand. I'm personally looking forward to the fruitful outcome from the event today. Thank you so much. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบพระคุณท่านสุพัฒนพงษ์อย่างสูงนะคะเดี๋ยวเชิญท่านอยู่บนเวที
The English broadcast will resume shortly.
President of Delta Electronics Thailand Public Company Limited to please come on stage to present the Deputy Prime Minister with a token of appreciation.ขอเสียงปรบมืออีกสักครั้งนะคะขอบพระคุณค่ะเดี๋ยวเชิญทั้งสองท่านถ่ายภาพร่วมกันนะคะ
I would like to invite His Excellency and Mr. Jackie Chan to take a photo together.
เดี๋ยวเชิญทั้งสองท่านอยู่ต่อก่อนนะคะ Mr. Jackie Chan please remain on stage เดี๋ยวถ่ายภาพร่วมกันต่ออีกนะคะเดี๋ยวอยู่กันยาวๆค่ะท่านรบกวนนะคะขอเรียนเชิญท่านรองเลขาธิการ BOI คุณชนินทร์ขาวจันทร์ร่วมถ่ายภาพบนเวทีค่ะเรียนเชิญค่ะ
I would like to invite Mr. Chanin Khawjan to come on stage and take a group photo together.
ดี๋ยวรบกวนทั้ง3ท่านอยู่ต่อก่อนนะคะเดี๋ยวจะเชิญขึ้นมาถ่ายภาพอีกนะคะ Please ขอเรียนเชิญ panelist หรือว่าวิทยากรนะคะจาก panel แรกค่ะร่วมขึ้นถ่ายภาพนะคะขอเรียนเชิญคุณอภิเชษฐ์นุ้ยตูม Vice President Operation บริษัท SCG Cleanergy
May I also invite our distinguished speaker and panelists to come on the stage? Kun Warit Watanachun, Project Management Office of EGAT Thailand. Kun Kitisak Ngen Ngok Ngam, Business Development of Energy Infrastructure of Delta Electronics Thailand, and distinguished guests to take a photo together.
ขอบคุณวิทยากร
Thank you very much, our distinguished guests.
เดี๋ยวนะคะอย่าเพิ่งไปนะคะเดี๋ยวเชิญผู้ใหญ่ทั้ง3ท่าน
Please remain on the stage, and all our panelists, you will be escort off the stage for now. Next, I would like to invite Kun Benjamin Jia from Chunghwa Telecom, Kun Sakda Sa Eung, Senior Vice President from Delta Electronics Thailand for the Southeast Asian region. Thank you very much, panelists and distinguished guests.
I'd like to invite you to discover Delta's commitment to Thailand in the new 2022 Delta Thailand video presentation ท่านผู้มีเกียรติคะดิฉันขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านชมวิดีโอร่วมกันเปลี่ยนเพื่ออนาคตที่ดีกว่าจากเดลต้าประเทศไทยเชิญรับชมค่ะ
In our world, new challenges are emerging every day. Global pandemics, climate change, and rapid urbanization have transformed our lives. We now live in the new normal, so it's reassuring to know that we can always adapt and keep thriving. We can be the change we want to see. At Delta, we innovate and invent to create a better and greener tomorrow. Our solutions boost speed and quality to make the essential goods that protect our health. We are transforming critical infrastructure systems for today's needs and intelligently adapt our core products to new applications to protect our frontline heroes. There are some things that don't change, such as our promise to always keep your power on, to keep you connected to your colleagues and loved ones, 24 hours a day around the world. In the new normal, our intelligent and vivid displays will continue to provide you with both security and entertainment in a smart city. We help you harvest clean, renewable energy and efficiently manage power to create the green factories of the future, new career paths, and a more diverse, resilient economy. We are a leading global force, powering the shift to e-mobility by creating the infrastructure that charges your EV car. Fulfilling your dream of a new, smart, and connected life that's sustainable and one with nature. Be the change for a better tomorrow.
และนี่คือวิดีโอ presentation ของ Delta
This is the Delta video presentation, and as I have informed you, Delta is a leading solution on energy and heat management and a pioneer for the green energies for industry and cities worldwide. Today's panel, we will hear from our expert panelists to share their views and knowledge on the energy sectors. This will be useful for the industry and to Thailand. Next, I would like to invite Kun Jackie Chang, the President of Delta Electronics Thailand, to give a welcome remark.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Jackie Chang, President of Delta Electronics Thailand, to give the welcome address. Please give Mr. Jackie Chang a very warm welcome.
Howdy, Cup. A very good morning, and thanks to the excellent encouragement and the speech from our His Excellency Kun Napong and the Minister of the Energy. And I also like to welcome Kun Janin, BOI Deputy Secretary General, and our distinguished guest, and the panelists, and our friends from the government, industry, and the press. On behalf of the Delta Thailand, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to you all for taking the time to join us today at the Delta Future Industrial Summit 2022. The video you have just watched has just been launched this year. Through the video, we would like to convey the message and that be it during the pandemic or in the new normal, Delta Thailand is here to stay. And we remain our commitment to collaborate with you on our mission to provide innovative, clean, and energy-efficient solutions for a better tomorrow. Due to the COVID-19 restrictions, it wasn't possible to hold this event last year. So we are happy that the situation is getting better and we could now meet each other again this year in person. While we have been working together virtually, it is always good to meet friends face to face. And actually, I like that much better, yeah. Even sometimes with the face mask, doesn't matter. I like to touch him and having some more communications with everyone. So we are very happy to host this summit for everyone to reconnect and catch up to discuss many exciting new opportunities that are now back on the table. Together, I'm confident that we will get the Thailand 4.0 plan back on track and up to speed while with the new digital and the green era. That is why we are here today to discuss smart energy for a resilient and sustainable Thailand. Okay, I think it's according to the recent ASEAN Center for Energy Study, energy demand in Southeast Asia countries could triple by 2050. And the region could become net importer of the natural gas and the coal if the region does not develop alternative source of energy. This means that the region will be importing more natural gas and the coal than it is able to export. However, the current global energy crunch is a timely warning to the region that being too reliant on imported energy sources can be a risky matter. Here in Thailand, we are already feeling the impact of the rising energy cost when filling up the traditional gas engine car at the station. Transport costs and the food price are also up that affect the consumer prices on basic goods like cooking oil or noodles. With the current energy crunch, actions to stop global warming is now on the back burners, and the use of the coal in the energy production is increasing worldwide. This is the setback for our carbon footprint reduction goals, and is slowing progress towards green energy transition. The same study also mentioned that the need to increase usage of the electrical vehicle to 20% by 2050 to reduce consumption of the fossil oil by transport in the region. That is why it's so important we do not stop to finding practical solutions to ensure energy availability with affordability, while still making steady progress to more sustainable energy mix that including renewable energy, energy storage, and the other cleaner energy sources to realize our goal of a low-carbon society in Thailand. Needless to say, one of the most common and popular policies in many countries to become a low-carbon society is the adaptation of the electrical vehicles. And according to the data from the Ministry of the Industry compiled in a report by KPMG, Thailand aims to produce over 18 million two-wheeler and four-wheelers EVs by 2035. With over 15 million on the roads, we can see the Thai government is taking the initiatives in creating a favorable policy environment to accelerate the development of the EV production and the related value chain. And I think as the Minister of the Energy also mentioning about, in the past few months, the EV car registration for passenger car is increasing dramatically. And that is really kind of the good signal for us as well. In fact, Delta has already set up a Yokohama EV charging station in Japan. That also doubled up as an e-mobility hub, where drivers can recharge their EVs and themselves at the coffee and the shop. What is special about the station is the combination of the Delta efficient energy solution, which includes energy storage solution, AC/DC EV charging, V2X bidirectional charging and the discharging of EV to grid, IoT-based energy management solution, mobile device charging. This could be a viable concept for Thailand too. So I think we would like to take the chances to make this as a showcase and to introduce this could be happening in Thailand, and we welcome some of the partners and friends to work us together. Therefore, with cleaner energy and the EV infrastructure in mind, we have set up today's first panel discussion topic on how smart green energy and the EV infrastructure can help transform Thailand's grid in RE100 era. We are delighted to have our friends from PTT, SCG, and the EGAT on today's panel. And it's very important for us to get on to this part of it, because Delta, we are also committed to the RE100 as well as one of our goals by 2030. The opportunity for Thailand 4.0 is very important, especially lines in the data center for the cloud computing. This is another big way the pandemic has changed our lives, that we are now doing more and more things online. I always take my wife as an example. She's now online shopping. The frequency is more than what I'm doing on the meetings, on the times. So today we're doing most of the things online, from the virtual meetings to FaceTime with our families and shopping online. All these digital activities require a lot of data and with fast and reliable telecom and wireless connection. According to the data from Gartner report in the Bangkok Post, Thailand's IT spending is expected to grow 6.4% year-on-year to 871 billion baht in 2022, with a strong growth in enterprise software driven by continuous hybrid work and the remote services. This spending rate is higher than the global rate and the global growth, and is also in line with the current trend of the mega trend on the digitalization in government and the industry. So from the manufacturing to banking and the retail services, and the Thai business are rapidly adapting digital solutions to gather and manage data that helps boost society and also the efficiency, speed, and quality. Digital transformation isn't just a growing trend in Thailand, but also globally. In fact, Delta Thailand's global shipment of data center-related product contributed significantly to our record-breaking revenue in 2021, other than our EV products. So we are happy to share with you and that our growth, even during the pandemic situation, and that efforts goes to all our employee and the stakeholder, partner, and friends. And also, according to the Google Economy SCA 2021 report, 9 in 10 Thai already using digital services in their daily lives. Google commissioned a research by Alpha Beta, which found that the digital transformation has potential to increase up to 2.5 trillion Thai baht, or what we say $79.5 billion in annual economy value in Thailand by 2030. This is equivalent of the 16% of the Thailand's 2020 GDP. We also learned from our data center infrastructure partners that Thailand's data center cloud service sector is getting very diverse as more and more business adapt digital transformation and migrate to the cloud. Today, all the top global giants and the regional players are investing to provide more competitive services and the opportunities for both Thai end users and the business owners. In fact, just last week, I think Amazon Web Services had announced its plan to invest $5 billion in Thailand over the next 15 years to strengthen Thailand's infrastructure. Therefore, we are so much development today in digital transformation to fulfill Thailand's 4.0 ambition. We would like to take this opportunity to discuss how data infrastructure and the blockchain technologies are shaping Thailand's digital economy. In our second panel discussion, and we are delighted to have our friends from Chunghwa Telecom, Bitkub, and also the LINEMAN Wongnai join us on this topic. When we first conceived the data at Delta Future Industrial Summit, our primary objective was to provide a conducive platform for industrial leaders like yourself to network and discuss technology and the industrial trends that are critical for the sustainable growth of Thailand. And during the pandemic, the 3 pillars of the sustainable development, namely environment, social, and government aspects, have proven to be paramount in the long-term survival of a company and the country. Delta's continuous growth during the pandemic would not have been possible without the support from our employees and the Thai government. Therefore, Delta is continuing our sustainable journey by collaborating with our stakeholders, even during the pandemic, so as to ensure we can provide positive impact to everyone, especially now when we are faced with so much global challenges. For example, our collaboration with the Minister of Industry for the annual Angel Fund for startups had generated over 600 million baht of economic value for Thailand. And we are committed to also increasing the reward for 1 million Thai baht on top from next year onwards. And the Delta had just recently added to the 8th university, that is Mahidol University, to the list of the recipients of the Delta Automation Academy program and the Laboratories. These projects are a way of giving back to the society by Delta through grooming new generation of entrepreneurs and the engineers who are future ready for Thailand 4.0. In April this year, we had also invited our partners from the IEAT, BOI, and the Armada corporations to launch the country's first net zero container showroom with smart green solution at Armada City, Chunghwa. The showroom has an 11-panel solar rooftop array that can generate up to 38 kilowatt hours a day in the solar power to store in a 57.6 kilowatt-hour battery system for 24/7 usage. So we welcome you to visit the Delta Net Zero Container Showroom in the EEZ zone in Armada City to explore our green solution that can inspire and guide your organization to achieve net zero target in operation. The solutions on display including EV charging, building automation, data center, industrial automation, indoor air quality, display, and the mobile charging. Looking ahead, we foresee a cleaner and more prosperous Thailand driven by innovation and the collaboration from all parts of society. We are excited to join forces with our industry leaders, partners, and friends, many of whom have joined us today to reshape the way we use energy. We look forward to work with you to create a smarter and greener grid that will power our factories and the smart cities in a clean and efficient way for a better tomorrow for everyone. At the same time, we are committed to support the green economies and the digitalization to create more economic development and opportunity for everyone in Thailand. In closing, I would like to thank you again for joining us on our mission to reshape the energy landscape for a more resilient and sustainable Thailand. I hope you find this summit fruitful as we make new friends, strengthen our business ties, and learn more insight on what are to come for the future. ขอบคุณมากครับ สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackie Chang. Our next speaker is Kun Chanin Khaochan, BOI Deputy Secretary General. He will share with us about the BOI's key role in supporting development of Thailand's data center, EV, and local supply chain. ในช่วงต่อไปนะคะท่านจะได้ฟังปาฐกถาพิเศษบทบาทของ BOI ในการสนับสนุนการพัฒนา Data Center รถยนต์ไฟฟ้าและ Supply Chain ภายในประเทศไทยวันนี้เราได้รับเกียรติจากคุณชนินขาวจันทร์รองเลขาธิการสำนักงานคณะกรรมการส่งเสริมการลงทุนหรือ BOI ขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับคุณชนินด้วยค่ะ
Mr. Jackie Chan, President of Delta Thailand, distinguished speakers, all executives, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I would like to thank to Delta Thailand to organize this event today, and have invite us me to present to the audience today. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce BOI to many of you that maybe someone don't know so much about Thailand and about BOI Thailand. And the BOI is one of the government organizations that have a role to develop the investment in Thailand. And what we do, the BOI have the function to provide information to the investor who would like to invest in Thailand, both Thai and foreigner, not only the foreigner. And we provide incentive to the investor in some category that can be promoted under the BOI Act. And apart from that, we also work together with other government agencies to support investors who have the difficulty to invest in Thailand, would like to know all about the regulation from the other agency that to control the activity in Thailand, that BOI will coordinate with them. And in the same time, we also coordinate with the other government agency and other public agency to formulate the policy together to attract the investment in Thailand more. And BOI also provide tax incentive from corporate tax exemption and also exemption for the import duty for machinery they need to import to Thailand, and also exemption for raw material that the project need to import to Thailand to produce for export. And for the foreigner who come to invest in Thailand, BOI can allow them to have the shareholder majority more than 50% up to 100%, and even they are foreigner company, they can own the land under the BOI incentive. And apart from that, BOI also facilitate the investor to invest in Thailand to get the visa and work permit. Normally, the foreigner to come to Thailand can get the visa and work permit by apply to the Ministry of Labor. But the regulation on the Ministry of Labor may have some regulation that the company should have some certain registered capital or should hire some Thai worker, like a quota, how many Thai workers can get the one expat to get visa and work permit. But under the BOI program, BOI will consider by the necessary of the project. Maybe like initial time, they need more the expat to come to Thailand to transfer technology to Thai people, so they need more people from foreign country to come to Thailand to get visa and work permit. So in that case, BOI will provide them the visa and work permit and report to the Ministry of Labor and Immigration Office. Then both agency will follow the decision of the BOI. That is the thing that we facilitate the investor to come to Thailand to make ease of doing business in Thailand. The system that BOI provide incentive to investor that we have this system to provide incentive by we consider by activity based first. That means it depends on the products or process or technology they come to invest in Thailand. So if the product or process that higher technology, they will get more higher tech incentive. If the process and product is generally in Thailand, we may not provide corporate tax exemption, but facilitate them for import the machine to Thailand or exemption the raw material for them to import to Thailand to produce for export. It depends on the type of the product and process and technology. And apart from that, the investor can get additional corporate tax incentive if they do some activity what that we call merit-based incentive. So look like if they have some investment on R&D or advanced training for their worker in Thailand, if they have some the expense in the certain amount that decided by BOI, they may get the more incentive. Or if they are located in the certain area that they can get more incentive, like the project located in the 20 province that still have very low income, they may get the more corporate tax incentive 3 years, something like this. Or investment in the southern 3 province of Thailand that we need more investment, but not many projects go there, that we provide maximum incentive for them like that. What we call it additional incentive by merit-based, area-based, and also agenda-based. This is the system that BOI provide incentive to investor. Then the corporate tax incentive we provide to investor for activity based maybe up to 8 years, and they can get additional incentive from merit based or area based again, but totally not more than 13 years. This is the sample of the incentive that we would like to encourage many projects to invest in Thailand to do on R&D in Thailand, to support the policy of the government on Thailand 4.0 that we would like to develop our country to be more innovative based, knowledge based country. If the project that have the expenditure on R&D again the total sale in the first year match to the amount that we decide, they can get more additional corporate tax incentive, like a 1%, they can get 1 more year. They can get up to 5 years if they have the investment capital on R&D in the amount that we decide. And apart from that, normally when we talk about we provide incentive to investor, how many years, we will cap the tax to be exemption not more than the total investment, the actual investment. But if they do this merit, not only get additional corporate income tax for that project, but they will also release the condition to cap the tax. That means all profit they get from each year, they can get the exemption for tax, all tax that they no need to pay. This is the system to support the investor to do more on R&D, to make a Thailand to go to higher technology and can create more income to the worker in Thailand. So we would like to support that to make Thailand go out from the middle income trap, from the GNP. And not only the new project that we provide incentive, we also encourage the existing project that investor already invest to improve their efficiency. We set up many programs to encourage them to improve more efficiency, like to install automation system or to install the renewable energy like a solar roof to reduce the use of the electricity from fossil. What we can provide incentive for them, we provide them the more corporate tax incentive. But the condition for this program is the project that will supply to BOI should, if they already got the BOI promotion, the corporate tax incentive should already expire, already finished, so no more corporate tax incentive. Then they come to apply to BOI again for this program, they can get additional incentive for 3 years. Or any project that never get the BOI promotion before, they also can come to apply for this program. So we have many programs like to install the automation system or to change the machinery to get the higher productivity in the factory, or to install the renewable energy, or to adopt the digital technology to do the digital transformation in their project. Or and also if any factory would like to go for industry 4.0 transformation, that they can come to us to get the support. And the equipment and machinery that they need to install in this project will be exemption for the import duty as well. But the project that can apply for this program should be the product and service under the category that can get promotion from BOI that you can check in the BOI website. Okay. Okay, come to the topic that I was assigned to speak today on the role of the BOI to develop the data center and EV and supply chain. And as I already told that the role of BOI that we are the agency to develop investment in Thailand. That I mean direct investment, not include the portfolio like invest in stock market. So and our role that we provide them some incentive, we invite them and we facilitate them the ease of doing business in Thailand. And come to the EV. Actually, we should see that Thailand already developed the automotive industry for a long time. It's not luckily that we can be the hub of automotive industry recently, but we developed for a long time. We developed the supply chain in Thailand with for many policy that we support them. And until now, we can be the one of the important automotive maker in the world. We have been number 9 in terms of the automotive producer, and recently we also number 10 or 11, like this 9, 10, 11, like this around here. And we support from after the crisis that we can develop the automotive industry to be export. Before, the investor who come to Thailand on automotive industry, they invest in Thailand for Thai market only. But after the crisis in 1997, many companies changed strategy to use Thailand as the base of the production for export as well. And the typical habit of the automotive industry in Thailand right now also look like the same, that we produce for export 50% and domestic 50%, integrate together that we can have the competitive price for car produced in Thailand to compete in the world market. And we can export to all over the world, more than 130 countries around the world. But anyhow, with the problem on the global warming in the globe, that many countries already announced that they will ban the ICE car. Like in the Oceania, in the EU, they already announced, many countries already announced that by 2030, they will not allow to register ICE car in their country. That is also our important markets as well. So if we do not do anything, we still produce ICE car, maybe in the future, automotive industry in Thailand will going down. So that's why the government should try to convince and encourage the existing automotive maker and invite the new automotive maker to come to Thailand to develop our automotive industry to next generation of automotive to be EV car, and not only hybrid, but we would like to go to ZEV, it means zero emission vehicle, that maybe BEV and fuel cell in the future like that. So to support this, the government already set policy that our Deputy Prime Minister already mentioned about the policy on EV car 30 and 30, that we have the target that by 2030 we should produce BEV about 725,000 units a year. It's about 30% of total production that we estimate we will produce the car in Thailand. And from 725,000 units we produce will be expect to be used in the Thai market about 440,000 units. and a part or less of them will be export. So that means the EV car produced in Thailand should comply to standard of the international standard, not only EV car for Thai people. And the price should can compete in the world market as well. This is the challenge that the Thai government should support the investor to come to Thailand and can produce and to export as well. That is the thing that we would like to develop the automotive industry. Because automotive industry is very important for Thai economy, contribute to the growth of GDP. And if the automotive industry in Thailand going down, that we have a more problem for Thai economy. So this is one of the challenge of our office as well to develop this. But anyhow, I would like to show that what happened, what we already do for policy to invite the maker to invest on BEV industry in Thailand. The BOI, the Board of Investment, already issued the policy for currently the EV policy that we will provide corporate tax incentive to all type of EV that will be produced in Thailand, from the four-wheel passenger car and also electric boat, three-wheel and electric bus and truck, and also two-wheel motorcycle and so e-bike that can get the incentive from BOI up to from 3 to 13 years up to the level of the production or technology that they put in the project in Thailand. And apart from that, we also promote the producer of the part and component for EV as well, to make sure that the EV produced in Thailand, they have the competitive price and good strong supply chain, still have strong supply chain in the Thailand. And battery is the most important part for EV, because the cost of the BEV, about 40% it belong to the battery cost. So if the battery expensive, that means the cost of BEV will still high. So to make sure that battery can be low price to support the BEV, we have to try to convince them to produce in Thailand. And from the condition in our policy to promote BEV maker in Thailand, we also ask them to produce battery in Thailand. But to make the battery for BEV, they have the level. If only packing that have not so much value added. So we would like to at least they start from the import, sale and produce, then produce in Thailand. Not only import, sale that already match or already to be module and packing already. So that will be more important to get the battery price lower down. And to support that, we also provide more incentive to the battery for BEV maker, that if they need to import raw material from overseas and produce for domestic market, we also will reduce the import duty for them to 90% to make sure that the battery will lower cost. But finally, the custom office will have the announcement that raw material to be import for all key components like this will be no import duty for 2 or 3 years to make sure that the BEV car in Thailand will have the competitive price. And also we provide support for incentive for charging station to make the ecosystem for BEV in Thailand complete ecosystem. And this is the recent investment that we already promote the maker in Thailand. So you can see that right now all brand on brand already invest in Thailand, already apply to BOI already, but they still do not start production. Just only some brand that start on the market, introduce the model in market like a BYD But right now, I can say I would like to inform that the international brand who already start production in Thailand is Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes already start their BEV car, the EQS model, this month on the 10th of this month. So that means we already start the production of BEV car in Thailand. So I read from the social media that maybe Thailand out of the industry already, but I would like to confirm that many investors interested to come to Thailand. BYD already applied to Thailand. Gaswal already commit that they will produce in Thailand soon. MG have the good market in Thailand, so they will produce. And still have other brands, not only from China, talking with us that they will come to invest in Thailand on EV car. But sorry, I cannot mention their name because they still do not publish on for the public. And apart from EV maker, also part and component, have many investors already invest in key component in Thailand, include Delta. Thank you very much for your support to Thailand. And charging station also have many projects, the investment project that already commit to invest on charging station, and the EGAT itself also have a plan to install charging station and also other electric authority like PEA and MEA. So this we will support the ecosystem for BEV in Thailand to make to confirm the people to use BEV that they will get the more convenient to use EV. And when we need more electricity for EV, but we also need the clean electricity. If we have more EV, but the electricity is still from fossil, that we cannot solve the problem of the global warming. So in this, we also have the policy to support the investor to invest for clean energy, like waste to energy or renewable energy, that they can get maximum incentive from us, like solar energy or wind energy or biogas or biomass energy. And EV actually is not the same as the car that we know. Inside the EV have many parts of electronics components. So electronic component also very important part for the supply chain for EV. For this, we will just revise the policy to promote electronic industry to support EV in Thailand. And actually, electronic not only for EV car, electronic will be in the past of many things in the future. That when we're talking about Thailand 4.0, we would like to change the factory to be smart factory. That they need install automation system, IoT. There is a lot of electronic component. We would like to change the farmer to be smart farm, like a Delta show in front of the meeting room. That also need the electronic component to control. So electronic will be very important. So BOI already revised the policy to promote electronic, and we have the target, like we set target that wafer can get corporate tax exemption 10 years, but right now we study again, maybe not enough. We will revise on that, and not only tax incentive that can attract the investor to come to Thailand, and to make the semiconductor that is the main component for electronic product, to make sure that our supply chain will strong enough, we have no problem. Like currently, many EV producers have the problem because of the short of the chip. No chip supply, they can get some key module to install in their car production, so they can not produce the car. Many brands have the problem like this. To make sure in the future, when we need more electronic for EV industry, for smart farming, for smart city, for smart factory, we have to have the very strong supply chain on electronic industry. And we set the target that, okay, right now, maybe the group 2, group 3 have many one come to invest in Thailand, and now group 2 also have more. And PCB itself also have many companies coming to Thailand. The big company from Hong Kong, from Taiwan, from Europe, just submit the application to BOI. So in the future, our PCB industry will be bigger and bigger. Recently, we are number 5 in the world ranking, the same as United States in terms of the amount of production. But in the future, we will be better because we got a signal that many PCB companies come to invest more. That means they already studied that in the future, PCBA on the billboard that will come to more in Thailand, and they have more demand. And Thailand can support them to get the have the good efficiency on the production to support to make the competitive price in the world market. And the PCB to make in Thailand not only support the PCBA who make the electronic module in Thailand, they also produce for export to the world markets as well. And we set the target. We would like to backward to semiconductor to have more semiconductor company to produce in Thailand. Recently, the IC maker in Thailand, we have many companies already in Thailand, but all of them do on the testing and packaging. We don't still have not the wafer fab for semiconductor. And the target of the government assigned to BOI that BOI should invite wafer fab come to invest in Thailand. And if you read from the news, now the biggest wafer fab is TSMC. Is very many one would like to have them in their country. Like Japan would like to have now TSMC already invest in Japan because Japan government support them, not only incentive but provide some grant. That means support them investment capital as well. The United States already issued the CHIP Act to make sure that the chip making in their country will come back to America again. Before, America is the biggest one to produce chip, but after that, the chip maker are in Asia, especially in China and in Taiwan. So the America would like to make sure that the supply chain for electronic will strong enough and to have no problem. Like recent that many companies have not enough supply on the chip. So America also have the program to support investor to invest on wafer fab. I think to produce wafer fab, they need investment more than about 200 billion US. So the government of United States support them about 30 to 40% of the total investment. And our neighboring country also do the same in Malaysia, in Singapore. So this is the challenge for BOI to do this job. But it's very important because electronic will be everything in our life in the future. And apart from electronic, right now, data center and cloud system also integrate together. So we use the mobile. We have many apps in the mobile. Many of them are in the cloud service, in the data center. So like during pandemic, we have the Zoom meeting. But the Zoom meeting is the site that we use is in Singapore and in Hong Kong. But actually the Zoom have many customers in Thailand already. But how to support the customer in Thailand to have the good service? So they need some data center to install the program in the data center to provide cloud service to the investor to the customer in Thailand. So this is also the future that we would like to promote the investor to invest on data center and cloud service into Thailand more and more. And Thailand have many high potential to support them, because in the investor for data center and cloud service also need the clean energy to support to their facility in that to provide to customer, because they would like to have image that their business is the clean business, not pollute many carbon dioxide. And Thailand also have the policy that we will be carbon neutral by 2050. So when we promote this data center or cloud service, we also promote clean energy for them as well. And apart from that, software development and digital service also will be more important. That we need more software house in Thailand or digital service in Thailand to provide the service to the businessman in Thailand to transform the organization to digital organization to have higher efficiency. So to do this, we provide them incentive as well. And apart from that, other product and supply chain along with the data center will be like an electronic component, networking equipment that also can get the BI promotion in their category as well. And this is the currently status of the data center in Thailand, and we still behind Malaysia, Indonesia. But okay, after AWS already announced that they will invest in Thailand, there may be some significant that other investors may think about Thailand more, and BI will do more job to invite other provider to invest more in Thailand. And the BI do the job. Not only I told you that we provide incentive to them, and not only incentive we provide, we also do business matching for investor to come to Thailand to get the supplier, local supplier, to make sure that they can get the low competitive price from the production in Thailand. And with this program, that will also good for Thai company to connect with the overseas company who come to invest in Thailand. And in the same time, BI also support the Thai local company, part and component company to match with the overseas company in the other country. Like I will bring them to exhibit in the exhibition in Germany, in Japan, like this, to let them learn about the standard that they have to meet when they meet with the high quality customer. Then they can improve themselves to get the higher standard and good quality on part and component. And to support more talent to come to stay in Thailand, to make a business in Thailand, BI have the program that we call Smart Visa, that the talent people or investor can get the Smart Visa, will get work permit integrate in the visa as well. So just only one visa that they can do the job and stay long time for 4 years and continue every 2 years. And recently, not only Smart Visa that we provide, the government assigned BI to take care for long-term resident visa, that to invite the talent people to work in Thailand, stay in Thailand and work in Thailand to support in their office in overseas. Or the people who already retired, but have the certain amount of pension and still maybe one maybe have the good experience that can support to Thai company in the future as well. This we already set up and already start this program from the 1st of September. Recently have more than 1,000 applicants already apply for this program. And we can see after we launched this policy, our neighboring country also have the same. So it look like this era is the time for many countries would like to get talent people, more people to stay in their country. So this is the new thing that we have to compete each other, not only compete on attracting the FDI, also the people to work in the country as well. So this is the thing that BOI have the program to support, to develop on the business of the EV, data center and supply chain. And we also open to work together with the other businessmen to talk to us and to review our policy to good enough to attract investors to Thailand. If you have some idea, you can come to our office, and if you need more information, you can contact to office. And we have what we call one-stop investment service center near to Chulalongkorn University that can support investor. Or you can contact to our office in the headquarters in Vihawdangsit near to PTT headquarters. Thank you very much.
ขอบพระคุณนะคะคุณ
Thank you very much คุณชนิน Could you please stay on the stage?
คุณชนิน with a token of appreciation. ขอบพระคุณทั้งสองท่านอย่างสูงนะคะ and now we will take a short break เดี๋ยวเราจะพักเบรกกันสักครู่หนึ่งนะคะเดี๋ยวเชิญทุกท่านเชิญรับประทานอาหารว่างนะคะหรือว่าไปชมบูธที่มี Solution Technology จาก Delta ก็ได้นะคะแล้วก็ขอเชิญทุกท่านกลับมาที่ห้องนี้อีกครั้งหนึ่ง 10:55 นาทีนะคะ 10:55 นาทีเดี๋ยวเราเจอกันขอบพระคุณค่ะ
In our world, new challenges are emerging every day. Global pandemics, climate change, and rapid urbanization have transformed our lives. We now live in the new normal, so it's reassuring to know that we can always adapt and keep thriving. We can be the change we want to see. At Delta, we innovate and invent to create a better and greener tomorrow. Our solutions boost speed and quality to make the essential goods that protect our health. We are transforming critical infrastructure systems for today's needs and intelligently adapt our core products to new applications to protect our frontline heroes. There are some things that don't change, such as our promise to always keep your power on, to keep you connected to your colleagues and loved ones, 24 hours a day around the world. In the new normal, our intelligent and vivid displays will continue to provide you with both security and entertainment in a smart city. We help you harvest clean, renewable energy and efficiently manage power to create the green factories of the future, new career paths, and a more diverse, resilient economy. We are a leading global force, powering the shift to e-mobility by creating the infrastructure that charges your EV car, fulfilling your dream of a new, smart, and connected life that's sustainable and one with nature. Be the change for a better tomorrow.
มาตรการสนับสนุนเศรษฐกิจฐานรากของ BOI เนี่ยแนวคิดก็มาจากว่าเราต้องการที่จะกระตุ้นให้เกิดความช่วยเหลือเกื้อกูลกันในการยกระดับขีดความสามารถเอาบริษัทผู้ประกอบการไม่ว่าจะเป็นขนาดเล็กขนาดกลางหรือขนาดใหญ่ที่มีขีดความสามารถที่จะไปช่วยเหลือวิสาหกิจชุมชนสหกรณ์หรือว่าองค์การปกครองส่วนท้องถิ่นอาทิเช่นซื้อเครื่องจักรอุปกรณ์ให้แล้วรวมไปถึงในเรื่องของการบริหารจัดการน้ำโดยใช้มาตรการทางภาษีเป็นเครื่องมือในการจูงใจเพราะเชื่อว่าผู้ประกอบการหลายรายก็มีความประสงค์ที่จะคืนประโยชน์สู่สังคมการเข้าร่วมโครงการในลักษณะนี้ก็จะเป็นประโยชน์กับทุกฝ่ายก็อยากชักชวนให้มายื่นขอรับการส่งเสริมภายใต้มาตรการสนับสนุนเศรษฐกิจฐานรากค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Delta's first smart farm in Thailand is built at the Chunghwa Paradise Community Enterprise in Thailand. The Delta Smart Fund is part of a BOI project called Investment Promotion Measure for Grassroots Economy. This project aims to promote investment to boost the competitiveness of our grassroots economy. The Smart Fund combines various Delta solutions, including industrial automation and the renewable energy, to substantially reduce energy, water, and the land use as compared to traditional farmland and the methodology. This means overall operation costs are significantly reduced with the quality improved. We hope this groundbreaking project supporting Thailand 4.0 can be a model to benefit more community in the coming years. I would like to thank to the BOI, IEAT, Pekasa Municipality, and our government partners to make this project happen. Thank you for the markup.
ที่นี่วิสาหกิจชุมชนเงาะป่าพาราไดซ์นะคะขอขอบคุณบริษัทเดลต้ามากๆเลยนะคะได้ให้อุปกรณ์ในการปลูกผักที่เป็นประโยชน์แก่วิสาหกิจชุมชนและสอนสมาร์ทฟาร์มเมอร์ปลูกผักสวนครัวด้วยระบบอัตโนมัตินะคะเกษตรกรที่อยู่ในเมืองมีพื้นที่น้อยแต่ว่าใช้ประโยชน์ได้เยอะนะคะชาวบ้านก็ได้มีอาชีพเพิ่มขึ้นค่ะ
วันนี้อบรมภาคทฤษฎีและปฏิบัติในการปลูกผักไฮโดรโปนิกระบบอัตโนมัติขอบคุณภาครัฐและเอกชนที่มีโครงการดีๆให้กับคนในชุมชนเพื่อคนในชุมชนจะมีความรู้นำไปต่อยอดในการหารายได้ในครอบครัวค่ะ
In our world, In our world, new challenges are emerging every day. Global pandemics, climate change, and rapid urbanization have transformed our lives. We now live in the new normal. So it's reassuring to know that we can always adapt and keep thriving. We can be the change we want to see. At Delta, we innovate and invent to create a better and greener tomorrow. Our solutions boost speed and quality to make the essential goods that protect our health. We are transforming critical infrastructure systems for today's needs and intelligently adapt our core products to new applications to protect our frontline heroes. There are some things that don't change, such as our promise to always keep your power on, to keep you connected to your colleagues and loved ones, 24 hours a day around the world. In the new normal, our intelligent and vivid displays will continue to provide you with both security and entertainment in a smart city. We help you harvest clean, renewable energy and efficiently manage power to create the green factories of the future, new career paths, and a more diverse, resilient economy. We are a leading global force, powering the shift to e-mobility.
เอาละค่ะเรามาเริ่มการ
Okay, so we will start the seminar, and the first topic is how smart green energy and EV infrastructure can help transform Thailand's grid in RE100. And today we will have 4 panelists who will share their experience. I'd like to invite Kun Chan Gulapat Niran, Executive Vice President of PTT Group. And let's have a round of applause. The second speaker, I would like to invite Mr. Warit Ratanachun, Assistant Governor of EGAT's Project Management Office. The third speaker, Mr. Apichet Nuitum, Vice President of Operations of SCG Cleanergy. And the fourth speaker, I would like to invite Mr. Gitisak Ngen Ngok Ngam, Delta Electronics Thailand Energy Infrastructure Solutions Business Director. Good morning, all 4 speakers. Now let's start. I understand that all speakers have PowerPoints, so let's start with that. And I'd like to invite everyone to discuss, and then after that we will open the floor for questions. Let's start with Mr. Chan from PTT. Good morning, everyone. I understand that we will begin with the questions that we have prepared. So the first question, what is the first question? Or we could start with the PowerPoints. I think today will be a discussion on our experiences and to share the directions towards smart green energy and sustainability for PTT. What procedures do we have and what mindset do we have in order to share with the audience? So it will be in terms of ideas or things we can exchange to develop Thailand in the future. I would like to start with the first presentation. In achieving net zero for PTT, what are our goals? And as everyone knows, the idea to So PTT has goals, and our latest vision is to power life with energy and beyond. So we would like to increase the quality of life of people and communities with the future energy. So what are our directions? So for the energy of the future, whether it's renewable energy, we are currently studying hydrogen. And during the transition period,
We think we will use LNG during the transition period from fossil fuel to renewable energy in the future. And we will also develop things that will promote net zero, whether it's carbon capture storages or carbon capture utilization and storage. This is something that we are currently developing to respond to the green growth. And for beyond, we will develop the quality of life of people, as I have mentioned before. We are currently investing in pharmaceuticals and nutrition. And as you have seen, PTT has invested in many things, including electric vehicles and clean energy within the country. So I don't see the PowerPoint presentation yet. So for our idea in achieving net zero, net zero also includes the adaptability of the industry, as well as being able to coexist with communities, with the society, and therefore we are trying to integrate everything, as I have mentioned previously, according to our vision. First of all, in achieving net zero, we have to look at our operations, our business operations. We need to lower greenhouse gas emissions, whether it's by using renewable energy to replace fossil fuels in our operations, in our current operations. And as I have mentioned before, we will use a solar energy, wind energy, or hydrogen. And we will also develop CCS, CCUs. And we also have a gas drilling business. And we will also use CCUS. As Kun Supathanapong has already mentioned previously. Now we will look at the overall investment and our portfolio transformation. What we have invested before is our fossil fuels, but in the future, from 2020 onwards, we plan to have at least 30% of our portfolio in renewable energies. It's not only renewable energies, but it's the total energy. So we foresee a 12 gigawatt investment within the year 2030, and that is both domestic and overseas. And for our green portfolio, whether it is electric vehicles or CCUs, CCS, as well as hydrogen. And we think that for this part, it will lower at least 50% of the investment portfolio. And we will also promote the society and communities in reducing pollution. And for this, we need cooperation from various sectors, from related sectors. And as you already know, PTT planted 1 million rai of trees, and it will decrease about 2 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. But what we have recently initiated is we will plant about 2 million rai of trees by 2030. So 1 million will be from PTT and the other 1 million will be by other PTT companies. So that will help reduce about 4 million tons of carbon dioxide. And so it will reduce about 6 million tons of carbon dioxide in total, and that is just from planting trees. And this will help create jobs for communities in those areas. So these are the initiatives of PTT in promoting and achieving net zero. Thank you very much. So these are PTT initiatives. Now let's go to EGAT, Kun Warit. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank the Deputy Prime Minister and Kun Chanin. They have said a lot already, so I will translate what they said. I think carbon neutrality is an agenda, is a national agenda, and also countries around the world are talking about this issue. I think it's a driving force because it's also related to trade issues, it's related to carbon taxes. PTT uses the 3 Ps, and EGAT also has our own strategy, which is a triple S, so 3 S's. The first S is source transformation. Since the culprit in carbon dioxide emissions is the electricity sector, which is also in the name of EGAT as well. So we have to transform what we produce. We think that there are 2 to 3 stages. The first stage is renewable energy. And after that is related to hydrogen and renewable energy. I have heard some companies, they think that gas power plants can help in terms of renewable energy. So they think that, and we will also see the new PDP. So natural gases in the pipeline is now gas mixed with hydrogen. So that can also be a solution of so right now we are able to utilize only 1% of carbon dioxide. And we have seen from the news yesterday, the Energy Ministry has mentioned that there will be a lot of renewable energy going into the grid. And nowadays we are promoting people to
กับการที่พลังงานที่มันผันผวนเหล่านี้มันเข้ามานะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเมื่อ PDP ฉบับก่อนนู้น PDP 2018นะครับรวมถึงที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยก็จะมีคำว่า grid modernization นะครับซึ่งก็คือการทำให้ระบบไฟฟ้ามันยืดหยุ่นนะครับแล้วก็รองรับกับการเข้ามาของพลังงานหมุนเวียนซึ่งแน่นอนมันก็มีส่วนของดิจิทัลเข้ามาเกี่ยวข้องด้วยนะครับมีส่วนของการทำ energy storage นะครับเราก็ได้ติดตั้ง pilot project ไป2ที่นะครับที่ชัยภูมิกับลพบุรี37 เมกะวัตต์อาวนะครับเป็น grid scale นะครับก็เป็นการทดลองนะครับส่วนถัดมานะครับผู้ร้ายตัวถัดมาก็คือภาคขนส่งนะครับกับภาคอุตสาหกรรมนะครับผู้ร้ายมีคน3คนนี่แหละครับผลิตไฟฟ้าขนส่งอุตสาหกรรมที่ปล่อย CO2 เยอะนะครับภาคขนส่งเองเราก็ตั้งเป้าว่าเราอยากจะช่วยทำให้มันเกิด electrification นะครับให้เปลี่ยนผ่านมาใช้ไฟฟ้าก็คล้ายๆปตท.ก็คือทำเรื่องของ EV นะครับแต่เรามองทั้ง ecosystem ว่าก็เหมือนปตท.อีกเหมือนกันนะครับเราก็ช่วยกันจริงๆ2หน่วยงานก็อยู่ภายใต้กระทรวงพลังงานเราช่วยกันโปรโมทให้คนมีความมั่นใจที่จะมาใช้ นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นมันก็จะมีหลายๆส่วนที่เราลงมือทำนะครับจะเป็นสถานีชาร์จซึ่งก็ใช้หัวชาร์จของ Delta อยู่เป็นส่วนใหญ่ซะด้วยนะครับแล้วก็เราก็เป็นลูกค้าของ Delta นะครับที่ใช้หัวชาร์จของเขานะครับแล้วก็ติดตั้งพยายามที่จะให้ครอบคลุมเน็ตเวิร์กทั่วประเทศนะครับทำเรื่องของlab test ของหัวชาร์จนะครับเราลองทำต้นแบบแล้วเราพบว่าเมืองไทยไม่มี lab test ที่รับรองมาตรฐานสากลนะครับก็ให้ PTech วันนี้ท่านก็มานั่งอยู่ในนี้ท่านก็ช่วยทำให้นะครับทำ lab ขึ้นมาใครก็ไปเทสได้นะครับมีความร่วมมือกับหน่วยงานต่างๆก็เดี๋ยวอาจจะมีคำถามลงรายละเอียดนะครับในภาคอุตสาหกรรมสิ่งที่ต้องทำก็คือการเพิ่มประสิทธิภาพการใช้พลังงานนะครับเราอาจจะทำเรื่องเบอร์ 5 มาแต่มันเป็นเรื่องของการลดนะครับการเพิ่มประสิทธิภาพของตัวอุปกรณ์แต่วันนี้เทคโนโลยีดิจิทัลมันดีขึ้นมันมี energy management system มันมีแดชบอร์ดมันคิดได้นะครับแล้วต่อไปผมก็เชื่อว่ามันจะมี AI เข้ามาอยู่คลุกไปกับ energy management system ช่วยคิดช่วยแนะนำช่วยให้ข้อเสนอแล้วก็อาจจะช่วยในเรื่องของการจัดการนะครับกับ IoT ก็คือไปยังอุปกรณ์แต่ละชิ้นในบ้านนะครับอันนี้ก็จะเป็นเรื่องที่จะเกิดขึ้นนะครับถัดมาเนี่ยเราพบว่า S ตัวที่3นะครับ S เมื่อกี้ก็คือ support นะครับ S ตัวที่3ไม่ว่าเราจะทำปตทจะทำ
So whoever doing the sequestration carbon sink, the best way is to have the carbon absorption. For example, the forestation project by EGAT and PTT, we have a total of 3 billion, right? And with for the forestation, and finally one of the mission is the carbon capture project. I think that we still lack certain mechanism in order to promote the national the economic development. So how to allow people who want to have green electricity to use green electricity. EGAT work with BOI, the Board of Investments, and NASDA, and also regulators to also promote the mechanism for the green electricities. This investment project started since last year is a result of our operation in order to promote green energy. So regulators talk about the green tariffs for the energy. We are going to have the electricity mode that you can have the traceability about the source of the energy. If you have like new capacity port, you can choose it. And of course, the price of like normal electricities or even like clean electricity will have more cost. But some people also want the certificate, and the future, the green certificate and the energy itself will be separated. Therefore, this mechanism can be used. And I think in Thailand, there are people selling the carbon energy certificate as well as carbon credit. So EGAT can support to be the issuer of the certification for the green energies as well as the traceabilities, or even like ensure the meeting of the benchmark for the smart home RE100 or other form of green and renewable energy. Thank you very much.
เกี่ยวกับพลังงาน
Now we will hear from SCG คุณอภิเชษฐ์ For SCG, we have conducted business in and we taken into account sustainable development. Now we will also give importance to net zero greenhouse gas emissions. And we think that SCG will able to contribute in net zero by focusing on renewable energy. And it is now time for SCG. It is actually not an old issue. It's something that we've been doing for a long time. And we think there has to be an agency that needs to look into net zero emissions. Next slide, please. SCG has set up SCG Cleanergy, and we are actually ready to support investment in renewable energy as well as wind, solar, and hydrogen, everything that is not related to fossil fuels. So we will invest in clean energy to support our networks and partners. We are not actually investing in buying and selling electricity, but we are investing in technology and innovations to support our partners and investors. But our goal is to be a solutions provider for our business partners in order to achieve net zero carbon emissions. We think that regardless of where the carbon is from, whether it's from SCG or the government or our partners, we will still support them in lowering greenhouse gases. So SCG's goal is to support the government in terms of achieving net zero emissions. Apart from investing in clean energy, we are also investing in various platforms. And when we work with our partners in terms of energy solutions, sometimes one business operator would like to use solar energy or clean energy or clean electricity. They might not have the capability to install them in their factories. And so there is more room to use clean energy. And some business operators, they have a lot of space in their factories. And so SCG is looking at these various solutions and is looking at the future value of what we can do for these business operators who would like to lower greenhouse gas emissions. How can we cooperate? So those who are emitting more I think the government is also considering I think this will help in terms of lowering greenhouse gas emissions, and we will also be able to urge business operators Some businesses don't know what to do, so we will provide support to them. So SCG is looking at the big picture as to what to do so that the country or the region or the whole world will be able to achieve net zero carbon emissions. So SCG will help in this strategy, but what I would like to talk about today is to focus on electric vehicles. Electric vehicles use a lot of electricity, and if we use electricity from grids, there will still be emissions. So what we see is how can we reduce emissions from electric vehicles? So how do we lower this gap? SCG is also looking into this issue. And we have a plan for the use of electricity of electric vehicles in the future. Thank you. Now let's move on to Delta. Kun Gitisak. Can we have the presentation with the photo of the gas stations? In terms of Delta, since we are a factory and we are also a solution provider, and I am in charge of infrastructure, in terms of energy infrastructure. So we have a new management system. So this is a photo of the gas station of the future. They are charging infrastructure solutions of the future. And we can see that below the canopy there are EV chargers instead. And so there will be less dispensers. When there are no dispensers, then the oil tanks, whether it's diesel or benzene, will no longer exist. So this is a concept that we have proposed of energy storage. We have talked about green energy, so we can see that according to the concept, we are on the canopy, we will install solar rooftops. For the new gas stations, they will have EV chargers. For electric vehicles, whether it's BEVs or PHEVs, and there will also be energy storage systems to store the energy from the solar roofs. And part of the renewable energy will also be from the canopy, which we produce ourselves, and part of it will be from PTT, from EGAT, and also SCG in the future. So this is the concept that we are trying to promote and move forward with. Delta is an engineering company. We are a manufacturer, and we will partner with all of our business partners. We are trying to come up with new innovation to promote and move forward with various concepts. But actually, nowadays, we can see that in most industrial factories, there is a focus on hardware. We still lack platforms or software. For Delta, we have been developing platforms and softwares in terms of energy management. Apart from using hardware, we also need software management. We have a platform called Delta Grid or Delta Grid Management. And the platform, as you can see in the photo, it's an energy management platform, or you can call it EV management. So this will result in devices being able to work well together and efficiently. And it will result in the highest efficiency according to our expectations. I would like to end my initial presentation now. And you will be able to see more slides in the next session. Thank you. So we can see that many organizations have put importance in net zero emissions with very clear goals. And I would like to ask all four of you regarding the big picture in terms of infrastructure. Is it ready to support the green energy? Or what do we have to do so that various organizations will be able to achieve net zero? Kun Chan from PTT, if you'd like to answer first. Thank you. For this question, I have already mentioned earlier. I think the term basic infrastructure, we actually want to look at the big picture of the way we use energy and the opportunities to lower greenhouse gas emissions. I think we need close cooperation between industries and also communities. As I have mentioned before, if you can remember the photos in the presentation, technology plays an important role in achieving net zero. Whether it is the efficient use of energy through the production process or using new types of energy in production, whether it is hydrogen or renewable energies, because they rely on a lot of technologies. Next, we also need CCS and CCUs, as I have mentioned before. These are the core technologies which will result in in decarbonization and also in achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions. For PTT, we are trying to provide these things, including systems that will help, that will support our partners to utilize these things in terms of reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So I think that this is something that PTT will try to help provide in terms of providing these technologies for our partners. And we are currently looking for partners who will cooperate with us to use these various systems for PTT to cooperate or to implement the systems for our partners to also achieve their goals. So this is something that is a type of cooperation between the private sector and manufacturers. Thank you. Next, Kun Warit from EGAT, if you'd like to talk about Thailand's infrastructure. So our mission is actually related to basic infrastructure, and in terms of green energy, on the technical side, we have implemented energy storage systems and hydro storage pumps. We are also setting up renewable forecast centers, which is used nationwide. And for renewable energy, we are preparing to set up an open access of smart grids. And SCG has also mentioned that this has to happen. We have been studying this. We have been preparing this even before the regulators announced the codes. So that is in terms of the regulators. And for EVs, we have cooperated with EGAT, with PTTOR, with PEA. And for those who are driving, if you open up a map,
we also want to create like the pay-per-charge infrastructure system, because you can charge your electric vehicle using your prepaid credit. Besides, we would like to know the information about the EV charging outlet system at home by preparing data platform, because we already know what kind of charging station or official station, so that this information will enable us to have, like the converter installed in the place where there is a concentration of the charging station at home. We are willing to make our infrastructure supportive for the government and the private sector to mobilize the future. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite SCG.
For basic infrastructure, I think that what we need to do in order to lower emissions for the various groups, there are some groups that know about this, but they don't know what to do. So I think for SCG, we need to support them. And there are also the groups who would like to lower emissions according to the goal. And they also need to take into account the prices, whether it's solar, wind power, and EV. And if people want to change to electric vehicles, they need to take into account the pricing, and they also need to take into account the charging stations as well as their knowledge in terms of electric vehicles. Once they make a decision to use electric vehicles, then we need to look at the basic infrastructure. For example, EGAT has mentioned that the government might come up with standards and regulations in terms of electricity at the household, in terms of or for the household, there can be charging solutions for the household, or for hotels, for factories, or other venues. We might come up with regulations in the future. So for some people, they want to change vehicles, but they are still not able to decide. So for the basic infrastructure, how to make it easy for people to access, and especially also the pricing. So I will invite Kun Kitisak to speak, and then after that, we will open for questions and answers. So if you can remember the previous photo, the gas station of the future that we have tried to innovate, and all of the devices will be able to work together efficiently. So you can see that we have designed softwares and platforms to control and manage in an efficient manner according to the expectations of the customers and the businesses. All of our devices are able to work well together. And for the design, we focus on increasing the efficiency of the devices. So apart from using green energy, we are able to produce our own green energy, such as solar rooftops, which I mentioned before in the photo before, and also increasing the efficiency of the devices. Because the efficiency of each device is very important. If we are able to increase the efficiency so that it's almost 100%, then that will be great, and it will help in decreasing energy usage and decreasing costs. Yesterday, before this event, Delta signed an MOU with the Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand. And it is a pilot project of EGAT. It's the first time in Thailand that we produce a number 5 sticker. And we signed an MOU yesterday to support this project. In terms of supporting green energy or using high efficiency tools and devices and supporting various government projects, in terms of achieving net zero, will result in Thailand and also our world become a better place as soon as possible. Thank you. If anyone has any questions, you can speak into the microphone. Please raise your hand. Thank you. Good morning. I would like to ask, as a Thai citizen, I think my voice has an echo. Your voice is clear. I would like to install a solar rooftop at my house because it will help lower electricity costs. And SCG also recommended that it is in terms of preparing to install EV chargers. If there is a system to help calculate the costs of installing solar rooftops and carbon emissions, in terms of lowering carbon emissions, it will help people be able to decide whether or not they will install these systems, because in Europe I have heard that for the first installation of solar rooftops, the government will subsidize that fee. And so since EGAT is also here, if there is a policy to support consumers for the first installation, that might make people decide. whether or not they would like to install solar rooftops. And also if they can have some discounts for the electricity payment each month, I think more people will install solar rooftops. It is a good suggestion. I think there are many people doing this platform, but we need to look at regulations in terms of discounts. So I will propose this issue to regulators because they are also discussing electricity costs. And thank you for the question. We have limited time. So please let's have a round of applause for the four panelists. I'd like to invite
Senior Director of Delta Electronics Thailand to please come on stage and present tokens of appreciation.ขอบพระคุณทุกท่านอย่างสูงเลยนะคะ
Thank you very much, our distinguished panelists. Next, there will be the second topic of discussion. May I invite our expert panelist, a senior researcher from Chunghwa Telecom, Dr. Benjamin Chen. And a round of applause to Dr. Benjamin Chen. Second, คุณภัทราวุฒิ ซื่อสัตยาสิน Chief Technology Officer at LINEMAN วงใน คุณจิรยุทธ ทรัพย์ศรีโสภา or คุณท็อป Founder and CEO of Bitkub. And finally คุณศักดา แซ่อึ้ง Delta Electronics Thailand. He is the Regional Business Director of Critical Infrastructure Solution of Delta Electronics Thailand. คุณศักดา แซ่อึ้ง
สวัสดีทั้ง
Good morning, our distinguished guests and panelists. Let's discuss about the blockchain and the infrastructure. Well, usually
discuss about blockchain in the financial or fintech industry. But first, let's hear from Kun Benjamin from Chunghwa Technology. Benjamin will be discussing about his experience.
And I would like to introduce about the fintech, the cryptocurrency, and the blockchain technology and their relationship, and what will they affect the ICT system related to the Thailand. And the first one, I would like to introduce the blockchain. Blockchain is a data storage block established by the technologies such as cryptography and consensus mechanisms. So each of the block contains of the cryptographic hash functions and timestamp and the transaction data of the previous block. So we chain together to ensure the securities. And this make it difficult to tamper with the block and solve the problem with the trust between the organization. Different untrusted organization can always trust the blockchain with different parts. So it is make it possible for the cryptocurrency to be realized. And the cryptocurrency is the beginning of the decentralization. And well-known cryptocurrency is such as Bitcoin. It's the first cryptocurrency existed in the world. And there's a lot of different kind of cryptocurrencies later. So the cryptocurrency is a way to accounting. So they can every transaction does not need to go through the intermediate such as banks or the electronic payment platforms. So there's no one to monitor the transaction. There's no supervisor of the transactions. They can transaction by themselves, and it is always trusted. And anyone can conduct the transaction as long as they have digital devices that can connect to the internet. So you can transact over the cryptocurrency as you want if you connect to the internet and with the devices. So it becomes change the financial transactions way, because in the old banking system, we always need to find someone to monitor the transactions. When the staff of the bank or employee of the bank, they need to be monitored by the others. But who will monitor the monitors? It always becomes a problem. So even we find someone to monitor the supervisor of the staff, and who will monitor the monitor of the monitor, it will become a chain. So it could not be solved unless you use the decentralized technologies. There is always trusted by every party in the transactions, so you don't need to find someone monitoring.
Thank you. อันนี้ก็คือพูดคร่าวๆเกี่ยวกับบล็อกเชนนะคะว่ามันเป็นเทคโนโลยีที่
In summary, blockchain enable the cryptocurrency because it decentralizes everything. You don't have monitor of the monitorers or the regulator of the regulator because of the trustworthiness qualities of the blockchain technology. I will talk about this again at Bitkub, but for the representative from Delta, can you talk about the blockchain and infrastructures in the system? So it is another form of transaction, but the blockchain replaced like the banknote from the banknote and physical financial transaction to the digital financial transaction, which will be conducted in the ICT and data system. Delta is a service providers and also manufacturers of data center solutions. Therefore, Delta perceives that the blockchain or fintech technologies will rely on data centers resources. Increasingly, we will be relying on data centers. When Bitcoin has recently released, many people knows about the Bitcoin farming, or you probably heard about the Bitcoin farming. Currently, there's a new term, keep store data centers.
It provides the services to platform that provide blockchain service and other digital services at data. Delta think that all of the encrypted devices rely on CPUs or the computer chip that we have discussed earlier in the morning. And the trend for the chip manufacturing is the chip will be smaller. Why? Because the chip have to be able to perform and compute faster every day in order to accommodate enormous transaction that it have to compute. Currently, the chip that we use in iPhone, we have like 7 nanometer chip, and this chip for data centers, if they use like 7 nanometers chip in a data center to provide computing service for like one lab in data center, it will use about 30 kilowatt of energy. So in the future, if you want to use like smaller size of chip, currently we are talking about 5 nanometer chip, the energy consumption for one lab of data center will go to like 50 kilowatt, and it is now that in the future there will be like 3 nanometer chips. The energy consumption from TSMC also say like they will have like 2 nanometer chip or even like 1 nanometer chip. In the future, the trend for the data center, which will support the computing transaction, will be even more energy consuming. One lab center can consume one rack can consume up to 1,000 watts. Or at data, we prepare the infrastructure in order to accommodate the new computing power of the new CPU in order to meet the modern day solution and also maximize on our efficiency. So these are the data center system for the technology for like blockchain, for e-commerce and other technology. One rack for the data centers consume only about 5 kilowatt. This just like the normal data center that we used for 5 kilowatt. When CPU process the data, apart from the consuming of electricity, the CPU also generate heat in the system. Therefore, the current technologies suppose a 5 kilowatt data center per rack have 2 kilowatt of heat. Therefore, you have to put the rack in the air-conditioned room. It's not only about the electricity consumption, but you have to also reduce the heat emitting from the technology. Suppose you use this technology for blockchain and also for other computing roles. Apart from like encrypting the data, you have to pay for the electricities and also managing the heat in the system. This could be additional cost for data center. What if the chip consume even more data, like 60 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt? So you cannot use the air conditioning for heat reduction in the system. Therefore, you have to use like liquid cooling system or direct liquid cooling system. And the problem is how to generate electricity into this system. Delta innovate new technology for these purposes, and I'm going to keep it as a surprise for you to introduce new technology. Thank you very much. Now let's talk to blockchain technology for the people who really use blockchain in crypto and fintech industry. Kun Top Jirayut, many people still confused. Maybe Kun Benjamin already talked about the overview of the cryptocurrency. Let's hear from Bitkub. Thank you very much, and thank you Delta for inviting me today. First, I would like to explain about fintech. The key
of the fintech is to provide net result for user to have a better financial services. Credit card is a fintech, ATM machine is a fintech, and all of the technologies or any breakthrough in the technology that provide in the net result that the customer have more efficient, affordable access to financial service is fintech. Next, blockchain. Let me explain. And what is the end result of blockchain? The end result of blockchain technology is the digital scarcities. Blockchain result in digital scarcity. If we don't have blockchain, human beings do not have digital scarcity. The internet before the blockchain, the internet generate digital abundance, unlimited output from the internet before blockchain. And if I told you to send like one of work file or like audio file or photo file, and after that I receive those information, everyone still have your file in your computers, and you have like photo. So you make the copy of like 2 copy, 500 copy, 1 million copy, the same input, unlimited output. So this is the digital abundance. You have unlimited amount of from fixed output, unlimited fixed input, unlimited output. The internet allows us to upload all of the information in the digital format because it's more efficient than sending physical data. You can send data from Thailand to Africa. So you can see a simple example as like email. You can send a letter from Bangkok to Chiang Mai or Bangkok to Africa. You have different costs. Sending to Africa is take more time. It's even more like costlier, and you will lose your copy because the letter that you have will be sent to the sender. The digitalization of the information, you can send email from Bangkok to Africa or Bangkok to Chiang Mai. We will not be compromised by the distance, and the cost for the communication is 0 baht. It's different than sending a physical letter. And when you send information, the email that you send is kept in your computers. Your copies is in your computer, so your copy is multiplied. If you use this information with value, you will have the inflation. For example, if you digitize 1,000 baht note, it can be sent very efficiently from Bangkok to Chiang Mai or Bangkok to Africa. The distance is not a matter. You don't have to pay for the international transfer or wire transfer, but you still have that 1,000 baht banknote. And of course, like I'm not going to do like Bitkub, and I keep on sending that 1,000 baht note to everyone. You know, like in one day Thailand can be Venezuela because of the inflation. I will not work. I will just like sending this like copy of 1,000 baht note. Internet create data abundance because this is more efficient in the digital format. But when you have the blockchain do something totally opposite. The digital scarcities can limit the number of the digital tokens. For example, you can change it from like the digital physical format to the digital format using tokenization. But after that, you can send that token to someone in Africa. That token will disappear from your wallet or from your platform. In the past 20 years ago, you upload the information, for example, like the gold, the land title. But in the future, when the technology is ready, you can actually like tokenize everything of value. It's different than like digitalization. So you can send money just like global frictionless instant money transfer without actually like double spending or creating inflation problem. Like I have said, cryptocurrency is one of the application of the blockchain because the cryptocurrency is a digital file that have its own scarcities. It's the digital version or subset of digital asset. It is a digital form of money. The digital assets, you can control the tokenization of carbon credit. You talk about green economy, so every country will trade carbon credit, but you are not going to send it by like paper. In the future, you have the unit of account of carbon credit, so you have to tokenize carbon credit. Thinking about trading electricity, everyone can, like manufacture or the electricity, and you sell for the people that produce less. So you have to tokenize the unit of account into a digital token or digital assets. You cannot just like send the paper-based certificate, and now you can trade the electricity all over the world. Everything that of value can be tokenized. Likewise, the information have been digitized 20 years ago. Tokenization is happening in the next 10 years. Cryptocurrency is another form of tokenization. So in the past, all of the warrants for FX or unit of the carbon or even unit of electricity will be tokenized as a part of digital assets. Thank you very much. Let's move to Kun Patravut from LINEMAN Wongnai. Would you like to share some information about blockchain or cryptocurrency or fintechs based on your LINEMAN project or activity? Kun Top have talked about the fintechs because the fintechs can actually simplify or make it easier to use financial services. LINEMAN Wongnai start in the beginning not as a fintech company because we had a food delivery, but because of the business, it involved three group of people: the user, the people who order food on the platform, and the second is the merchant, and the third are riders. So every day we have to conduct the transaction. So primarily the riders and the merchants, and we have to transfer the money to the merchant for their transaction through our platform. We actually have about 100,000 transactions per day. Within our system, we can see different form of transaction. For example, we can estimate like the sale and the revenue generated, as well as the riders, how much rider can earn per day. So apart from this food delivery platform, we move and shift a little bit to fintech industry because we can provide loan as well as other services at fintech. For example, buy now pay later services. So you can provide the buy now pay later as a financial services for our merchant as well as riders, so they can improve their life. They can also have the resources to invest without using a large amount of money. And for merchants, our merchants can buy the microwave or even freezer from our system in their business, but they don't have to pay a lump sum of money because they can pay by a daily installment to the platform, because our platform can identify and monitor the transaction, and we can also estimate the cash flow, and we can allow this merchant to actually pay by now and pay later. Similarly, the rider also like to buy their own equipment, for example, Android phone or iPhone, so that they can use to take assignment from our platform, as well as other product or services to improve the life in the family. For example, iPad for digital education for their children or for their home, so they can have better access to financial services. These are the buy now pay later services that we have surveyed, and I think that these are the commodities or the product or service that they usually do not have the interest-free product or service. They can pay in a daily installment without paying interest. So this is the one of the fintech area that, or the line of business that we have operate. And of course we have merchant, and we can understand each merchant have
revenue or cash flow. So therefore, this information can be used to calculate the income as well as provide other financial service. For example, offering them insurance service for to ensure their operation against like accidents or any like incidents, so that they don't have to pay a large amount in whenever there is accident occur. And of course, we are planning to offer the insurance for rider to improve their life. And there will be this the activity from LINEMAN Wongnai that involve the financial technology or fintech. This technology can make your life better and easier, and this I think what technology is supposed to do. So these are a question for all of you. How does your technology affect the ICT infrastructures for now and in the future? Is Thailand ready for this technological shift? I would like to invite Kun Benjamin Chunghwa, Telecom.
New technologies that will make our lives easier. But how do all these technologies actually impact the ICT infrastructure of a country? And is Thailand ready for that? Maybe you can give us a view about Thailand and maybe some Taiwanese examples as well.
Okay, so I would like to address about the new technologies such as blockchain affect the technologies in the system. And the first important things in the future, the security related function or the relation is more important than just providing service to the customers. So to the two sides of the security related functions, first is from the front end. You have to ensure the identity and access management. So you have to know your customer who is connecting to a system, even it is not a man, maybe it could be a system. So the identity access management would be an important side from the front end. So the Chunghwa Telecom incorporate with the local bank to ensure the identity access management to ensure the front end security. To ensure the back-end security. So for the enterprise in Thailand, I think maybe you will find that the expense on the security procurement is more and more expensive. So you have to buy more and more security-related services from the system integrators or some providers. So it could be more dangerous world in the future. So I would like to introduce about the security in design, the concept. So you have to use the built-in secure software to ensure in the future the ICT is secure enough. So such as the blockchain technology, that is kind of a security in design technology. So you don't have to worry about the data to be changed, tampered with, or to be affected by the virus or something. So the security by design will be in the future affect the ICT design in the future. And also we also talk about the security depth of the ICT infrastructures. So you have to incorporate with the solution providers, also with your telecom company, maybe provide you the network. So to ensure the system to be secure, you have to incorporate with all from the front side, the network, to the system, to the data center, to always be secure. So you could provide a secure features and to service to your customers. So it could be more important for the enterprise to deploy the system on the data center with a trusted telecom to provide you the security related features. So stay in a castle is always better than build your own defense. So find somewhere that is secure and stay inside will be easier to build up the security by yourself.
คุณเบนจามินนะอยากจะพูดเรื่องของความปลอดภัยนะคะของ
Benjamin talk about the securities, whether you have like front end or back end security. Security by design will be one of the vital issue because in the future there will be like more threat built-in security software is a vital issues, and in the telecommunication system the linking of the network and the data centers interconnectivities have to be safe. Is securities is the heart. Like Benjamin said, better to be in the castle rather than creating a firewall. So instead of you better stay in the castle with protected security rather than like having your own like war. Security by design is by far better infrastructures. Next, Kun Patravut, you actually have new technologies and also many things that will follow: AI, smart city, Internet of Things, IoT. How this will affect the data infrastructures? Can we accommodate the data, the security and the digital security proposed by Kun Benjamin? So I've talked about the ease of financial service or like fintechs. We need data in order to perform different analytics. Most of the time when we can compute model or forecast in order to reduce the risk in the financial industry, you rely on a large amount or enormous amount of data and also variety form of data. So that would be a requirement for the infrastructure. Can it scale up? Can it be reliable? Because this is the main engine. Without the data analytic and forecast, the business cannot do anything to reduce the risk in those kind of business. Currently, the player in the financial industry think about cloud system, public cloud, or even like private cloud. Or even in a larger scale, they can have their own data centers for the forecasting. At LINEMAN Wongnai, we use like public cloud and private cloud in our operation in order to meet different challenges. Some information are stored in public cloud. Some of the information should be stored in the public cloud, but not otherwise. So when you talk about the readiness of Thailand in terms of the infrastructure, I think in the past there are some business that they have different regulation. For example, all the data that used in this business have to be stored in Thailand. Therefore, the use of public cloud in other countries, in the global companies which usually are located in Singapore, those business cannot use the solution. But you have heard that this year AWS and Google said that they will provide the new service in Thailand as a new region. I think this is good news for the tech company who would like to utilize this kind of services. If this big player have the data center is in Thailand, people can use the public cloud without any restriction, and of course like users are nearer to the data centers and we can access information in a faster manner. Currently, I think like our infrastructure are ready, and in global companies and global players, they can see potential and the infrastructure readiness in Thailand. For example, the energies and electricity stabilities. Therefore, they decided to move, also expand their business to Thailand. Next, Kun Top, please. I agree that security is a vital issue. When I have just returned from Davos, they say like the China have biggest GDP. 40% of China GDP from digital economy, and China is a bigger player than the USA because they generate a lot of value. So digital security is one of an important factor. So like the number one of investment is the cyber securities. It can generate and store a lot of value. Digital economy will be the big business. So digital economy will be growing and growing. It will not shrink. Plus like blockchain that will tokenize everything, carbon credit or like electricity unit, everything will be data. So everything will be tokenized by blockchain, you know, like fraction of like square meter of condo or like diamond gold. Cybersecurity is vital. When you transfer money, you use like digital asset. Fintech is better, you know, instead of like waiting 2 or 3 days and pay 5% for the transfer fee. So therefore, digital cybersecurity will be vital. For cloud, you have to think about keyword multi-cloud solution, interoperabilities of the cloud and humanization. The current trend for the future, you have like nano entrepreneur. Everyone can be entrepreneur. They can work everywhere, provide services for like 10 company and charge as a nano contract. They don't have the money to invest, so nano entrepreneur have to rely on drag and drop solution and also nano services because they cannot access infrastructure. So you have to humanize, makes it easy to use. For example, AI to process big data. You can do like integrated drag and drop on stack, and you can have like blockchain on cloud, blockchain stack for humanized blockchain. If they want to use anything of the value or digital identity, DKYE, so you can like just click, you can subscribe what service you would like to use and pay as you go. The more you want to use, the more you can pay. So this is the humanization of cloud-based services and interoperability. So you have to have multi-cloud solution and interoperability. This is the solution that they have to, you know, like develop in the clouds. All the entrepreneur can use subscription based. You can subscribe for the most recent technology. Bitkub subscribe to 7 application. These are like the application that we use, like, and you can unsubscribe whenever any services is outdated. Next, the third factor is digital inclusion. Healthcare, fintechs, and education have to be accessible to the largest number of population by changing the format of delivery. For example, online education, you don't have to pay for more costs. Fintechs, online healthcare, digital solutions. So the basic infrastructure in the ICT is to have internet as a public good. It's like the street light. Everyone can use the street light, and the internet footprint have to cover every country. The trend is like merging, so you don't have multiple operators in order to achieve the economy of scale, because like in order to reduce latency, you have to have like 6G services. If you have like autonomous vehicles, internet latency have to be smaller and smaller. Access is greater and the latency have to be smaller. Merging is a trend not only in Thailand but all over the world in order to be more effective and also have to provide the economy of the scale. In Thailand, we talk about the physical capital, but human capital is another key, and environmental capital is another important factor. The technology will not be sustainable if it is harmful to the planet. And there are 2 factors that you have to prepare. For example, no green skill, people are still using paper-based. Our human capital will not be compatible with the green technology. You have to invest in technologies, and also human capital. You have to invest in human capital as along with the climate school, the environmental capitals. You have to retrain people in order that they can work in a more sustainable way. We don't talk only about the digital capital, but we have to talk about the environmental and other like capitals together. In terms of the infrastructure in Thailand, so if we set the goal of 100 in order to accommodate these technologies that you are talking, how far we are in the scale of 100. Internet connectivity, Thailand lead the US or physical capital. We have good physical capital, but what we are lacking behind is human capital and environmental capital. Environmental capitals everywhere globally. Our generation consume, and we hope that the next generation will fix the problem. But when we provide better education for the younger people, they can help solve the problem for the younger generation. It is about the current consumption, delay consumption, who have more value in terms of human life and social contract. Should we leave it to the next generation to solve the problem? Green economy, quality growth, decarbonization, net zero, and quality growth is something we cannot catch up. The first billionaire will be from the environmental tech, not the digital tech, but we are lagging behind on the human capital, and of course the environmental capital is somewhat lacking in every country. Next, I would like to continue the from the slide. At Delta, I think I have like 2 more issues. One of the issue are like infrastructure at Delta. As a manufacturers of data centers, I think one of an important factor for transaction in fintechs is the security of the data centers or the electricity system. For people who work in data center, we talk about the reliabilities of the system. Because the data center can run and different application that our panelists have said, it rely on electricity, it rely on air conditioning system to cool the system down. What would happen if the air con broke down, or if we have a blackout for electricity, for air conditioning problem within 2 or 3 minutes, the server will shut down. If one data center is down for 1 second, the financial loss sustained by 1 second of data center blackout is $8 billion because the transaction can be interrupted. It takes time and effort to bring the data center back. So we need the reliable infrastructures in terms of having data centers. Let's serve it to the data center more reliable to the system. I have mentioned that you have like more computing power, and people are using cloud. Increasingly, you have like Google, AWS as a new player. What is the downside? Do we have enough energy? Do we have enough electricity to accommodate these data center and cloud provider players, because they are hyperscaler? One data center consume 20 megawatt, 40 megawatt, or even like Delta Center hyperscaler in one data center is 120 megawatt. And data center in Thailand that we are currently using consume about 1 to 5 megawatt, but hyperscaler can consume up to 120 megawatt. So what about the environment? What about the energy? How can we source the energy to supply electricity to these data centers? How can we make the data center consume less energies? Delta try to provide the infrastructures system for this. One is the recent product from Delta. We call it immersion cooling. This is the data center that does not use like air cooling system in order to cool down the data center. This immersion cooling center will like immerse the CPU or like the data centers into like this liquid. So the PUE or power utilization effectiveness from generally about 2 times of like IT load. These new technologies, immersion cooling system used 1.28 So from like this IT load, you also pay about 2 times for cooling system. This liquid immersion cooling system does not require maintenance. You can reuse for like 10 years. You don't have to worry about the air conditioning or electricity blackout. It can accommodate 100 kilowatt density. So one unit is 20 or 30 racks data center. So you shrink the footprint from 60 square meters to like 6 to 8 square meters. This is the new emerging technology for the futures, and I think the data center will consume more power and it have more computing power, so we have to address this challenging with the technology solution for tomorrow available for you today to accommodate the different digital platform players that will be arriving in Thailand. Thank you very much. Now we can entertain some question or comment. The floor is yours. Please raise your hand and we will provide you with a microphone. Any question or comment from the floor? Okay, since we don't have any question or comment and it's near lunchtime, please give a round of applause for our 2 expert panelists. Thank you very much.
To please give the panelists token of appreciation.ขอบพระคุณทุกท่านอย่างสูง
Thank you very much. And a round of applause for our panelists again. On behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand, I would like to thank our distinguished guests for your time participating in our summit today. And thank you for our online audiences. I hope that this summit will be useful for you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again for joining our 4th Delta Future Industry Summit 2022. Now, before you leave, can you please be so kind as to give us a quick survey? You can scan the QR code on the back of your badge. ตรงป้ายของท่านนะด้านหลังจะมี QR code นะคะจะขอรบกวนเวลาขอความกรุณานะคะช่วยกรอกเซอร์เวย์เพื่อที่ว่าเราจะได้ทำการสัมมนาให้ดีขึ้นนะคะในครั้งต่อไปนะคะขอบพระคุณอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะที่มาร่วมงานในวันนี้เดี๋ยวรับประทานอาหารกลางวันร่วมกันนะคะขอบพระคุณอย่างสูงค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ